Welcome to the shadowy corners of the internet, where whispers in the dark and the chill of the unknown reign supreme. This is your sanctuary of suspense, your archive of the arcane, where every creak in the silence is a story and every shadow harbors a secret. Here, we delve into tales that unsettle the mind and haunt the soul. So dim the lights, steady your nerves, and prepare to enter a realm where the only thing more terrifying than the darkness is what it hides. Subscribe and join us if you dare. Growing up, I always loved horror movies. The thrill of being scared and the adrenaline rush that comes along with it was a rush for me. So when I transferred to a new school, I was excited to find out that it was rumored to be haunted. My curiosity got the best of me, and I was determined to explore every corner of the school and uncover its secrets. The first day of school arrived, and as I walked through the grand doors of my new school, I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The school was old and had a certain eerie feel to it. The halls were lined with lockers that creaked and moaned as students hurriedly opened and closed them. I had heard rumors that the school was built on an old graveyard and that the spirits of the dead still roamed the hallways. Some students even claimed to have seen ghostly figures wandering late at night. My first class was English literature, and as I entered the classroom, I could feel someone's gaze on me. I turned around to find a group of girls giggling and whispering among themselves. They were known as the mean girls of the school, and I knew that I had to tread carefully around them. As the day went by, I couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. Every time I turned around, I would catch a glimpse of someone or something, but when I looked closer, there was no one there. After school, I decided to explore the school and find the rumored haunted spots. As I made my way to the basement, I felt a chill run down my spine. The basement was dark and musty, and the air was thick with a creepy aura. I made my way to the old storage room, which was said to be the epicenter of paranormal activity. As I opened the door, I was hit with a foul smell that made my stomach churn. In the dim light, I could see old rusted lockers lining the walls and old dusty textbooks scattered on the floor. As I walked around, I heard a strange whispering sound, and my heart began to race. My curiosity took over, and I followed the sound, which seemed to be coming from one of the lockers. With trembling hands, I slowly reached for the locker door, and as I opened it, I let out a blood-curdling scream. Inside the locker was a decapitated doll with glowing red eyes. It seemed to be staring right at me, and its mouth slowly opened to reveal a set of sharp teeth. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I stumbled backwards, trying to catch my breath. Suddenly, I heard footsteps approaching, and I quickly shut the locker door, thinking it was one of the mean girls. But when I turned around, there was no one there. I started to panic, and I ran out of the storage room, not wanting to stay a second longer. That night, I couldn't sleep. The events of the day kept playing over and over in my mind. I couldn't make sense of what I saw, and I started to question my sanity. I tried to brush it off as my imagination, but deep down, I knew something was off about this school. The following day, I couldn't focus on my classes. I was constantly looking over my shoulder, expecting to see that creepy doll everywhere I went. During lunch, I overheard a group of students talking about a ritual that takes place at the school every year on Halloween night. They said that the spirits were summoned to the school and that students who dared to participate experienced unexplainable events. Without a second thought, I decided that I had to be a part of this ritual. I needed answers, and I was willing to do whatever it takes to find them. On Halloween night, I sneaked into the school and followed a group of students to the abandoned auditorium. As they started the ritual, I could feel a strange energy in the air. Suddenly, the lights went out, and the sound of eerie music filled the room. Out of nowhere, the students were surrounded by a thick fog, and I could see ghostly figures emerging from it. They were all dressed in old school uniforms and had blank expressions on their faces. As they got closer, I could see that their eyes were hollow and their skin was unnaturally pale. I was frozen with fear as they circled around me, whispering words that I couldn't understand. Suddenly, one of the figures stepped forward and reached out to me. Before I could react, I was transported to a different realm. It was a dark and twisted version of the school, and I could see the spirits wandering around aimlessly. Then, I saw her, the ghost of a young girl with long black hair and a white dress, standing in the center of the room. She beckoned me closer, and as I approached her, she whispered in my ear, "Welcome to your new home." I woke up the next day in my room, thinking that it was all just a dream, but when I went to school, I saw the same girl in my classes and the same ghostly figures roaming the halls. I had truly become a part of the school's haunting. This was the price for my curiosity, and I couldn't help but wonder what other terrifying secrets this school held. In the quiet moments before sleep, when the world fades to whispers and shadows, remember, what lurks in the darkness is already lurking within. Good night, and may your dreams be nothing more than dreams.